tides over the last few days. ABC 15's Liz Cooper's live in Garden City, where people can't seem to get a break from all the water. Liz?
They really can, Tim and Allison. I was in the area about an hour after high tide this afternoon. You couldn't even see the streets, let alone the lawns here in Garden City. Now, residents in the area tell me that just as high tide finally moves out, that's when the water starts draining, and just as it gets low enough, that's when the tide starts to move back in again. And employees here at the Garden City Chapel tell me all of this water from the damage is just unbearable. Room after room in the Garden City Chapel and Retreat is filled with large fans, drying out the inches of salt water.
The street is right beside us here, and the water comes up and actually comes up about 4 inches on this door.
These are pictures of the flooding in the chapel area. Camp director Ricky Bass says they were getting hit with water on all sides of the building.
100% of the offices were underwater, as well as our lobby, a nursery, a little chapel that we have also in this complex, and all the bathrooms.
Bass says it's the worst flooding at the chapel in about 25 years. Back then, they had to replace all the pews and carpets.
We're hoping for the same thing this time, is that it'll just dry out on its own and no major damage will be done.
But more damage to the chapel could be inevitable. Mother Nature could dump inches of rain in just a short period of time at some point in the next few days.
Really be all hands on deck to see what's going to happen, but if all that rain comes, then it could be a very miserable weekend.
Even though people who live in areas like Garden City are used to floods from time to time, the fact that right now they're getting hit with excessive high tides day after day is overwhelming.
We are obviously hoping that the rain will be hitting mostly at low tide, so that the water has somewhere to go. If it's high tide, at least this time it'll be fresh water.
Now, I've just got to show you guys, just so you can get an idea of how much water we're dealing with in Garden City. You can see here the water levels that these guys are dealing with that king tide moving in still on this last couple of days. These drains in the area, when I was here, they were filled up to the top here, water barely finding places to go, and that's what they're dealing with here in Garden City, and that's why a lot of people here are concerned about that potential rain that we're supposed to get and that large amount of rain later this week. Reporting live in Garden City, Liz Cooper, ABC 15 News.
Be nice when we dry out. Thanks a lot, Liz. Randy Webster with